block pulls, common question with them is, Mike, I have trouble locking out my deadlift. Should I do block pulls? Or weak point training in general? Yes and no. Weak point training, working on what you suck at, is something that you're only as strong as your weakest link, and that's with the team, and that's with your body parts and all that. So bringing that up can help, but often, many people that say they suck at their lockout can still block pull more weight than they can off the ground. That's simple, right? Leverages, you can kind of get behind the bar more, you're using more of your back, and then just pure range of motion, you're moving the bar less distance. So to move 400 from the ground up, hard. To move it 400 from 6 inches, much easier. If you're having lockout problems, it's almost 90% for most of you is going to be how you start. Again, if you have that rounded back, you start from here, now under load, now I have to uncoil myself, right? That's going to cause that real slow lockout. Easy to fix, tight low back with that breathing and bracing we talked about. Now all I have to do is once I get to my knees, flex my quads, push my hips forward. Once you're hinging, not squatting or unrolling your back, you'll lock out easy. Block pulls, great accessory to build up your low back strength, glute strength, upper back strength, grip strength, all that. Awesome movement. But it's not the fix if you can't lock out your deadlifts. It's not what you should be focusing on if your deadlift technique is not locked in and if your goal is to increase your deadlift technique. And that goes for everything. Bent over rows, chin-ups, 2 of my favorite exercises in the world. Long term, they're gonna help you tons build a better physique and get stronger. But if you're bent over rowing and focus more there on the progressive overload than you are on your deadlift and your deadlift technique, you got issues. Technique number 1, lifting in the right rep range, right percent range. Number 2, not really right rep range. I'm a big fan of training all reps, but right percent, not training too heavy, because if you're training too heavy, you're gonna build in those bad motor patterns, bad habits of lifting like shit. Outcast, it's my shit. Shout out to Alan Thrall playing some non-Caucasian metal. Remember, yell out timber when you fall to the drop shot. But Mike, I block pull less than I deadlift. And you just said weak point training's important. Well, that's my weak point. Maybe I should pull more there. Maybe. My opinion, powerlifting, strength, regardless, training, weak point training should kind of be an assistance. It should go in phases. It should be your off season. If your goal is to get a better deadlift, you still need to focus on the ground. You may be weaker off a block, and it may be a good assistance because your positioning on the floor is good. If your positioning off the floor in your regular deadlift is good and you get good speed and momentum off the ground, similar to myself, conventional, I probably pull more off the ground over the years than I do from a block. And if there is a difference, maybe 10 pounds, that's my jam too. So if you're good positioning and you're kind of explosive and you get your quads involved, both sumo and conventional, typically more conventional off the ground, you could be stronger off the ground than off blocks. Sumo, most people are stronger off the blocks just because the range of motion is shortened so much. Lack of a better term, it's cheating. But I focus technique, speed, volume, 70 or 80% of my work on the ground. And then some assistance will be stiff legs, block pulls, deficits, barbell rows. That's kind of the core of my assistance to build up that strength. Here we are at 455. Connor was talking shit off camera. Like, hey bro, you're pulling 400. People didn't come for that. I made a post yesterday about accumulative fatigue. And when we talk about accumulative fatigue, it's over days, hours, weeks, months. So over the last 5 days, squatted 435 for 5s on a Thursday. Spin bike sprints on Friday. That Saturday, I squatted 385 for 8s in the morning, 500 for triples at night deadlift. Sunday off, I just played basketball, don't count it. Monday came in here, squatted 495 plus 4 sets of 5 at 405 on the squat. And then here we are today, and this feels like a million fucking pounds. So I'm gonna get some work done. I'll probably do sets of 5 here at 455. And although 455, you're like, Mike, you pull 700. I pulled 700 for one. Again, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. You can't pull 700 every day of the year. Chances of injury go up, chances of shit technique go up, and you're not focusing on that building. I can get a lot out of pulling 455 because now that I have this fatigue level that's here, 455, if I had no fatigue, 455 would move so fucking fast. But since there's fatigue here, it's gonna make me dig down into some muscles, some mental cues, and perfect technique just to move it. I did throw on the belt. Try to impress you guys with 455.